I saw that the guy twitching, but then Mike Runny came along. Mike Runny's like my brother. We had him call into the podcast. He told the story about throwing the hooker out of the car. So Mike Runny's weakness was that as soon as he'd do a line of coke, his fucking jaw would go. I mean, embarrassing go.
Like instant.
Like it was, and he tried to talk to me.
Is he trying to fight and stop it and shit too? Like making it worse.
And then he put a cigarette in his mouth to try to disguise it, and he'd be chomping on the cigarette. And he look at you every once in a while and go, "Coach, is my jaw going?" And you tell him, "Nah, you're fine. Don't worry about that."
Meanwhile, teeth and blood are just coming out of his mouth.
I remember one night my friend goes, "Listen, I'm having a party,
Shit.
but my kids are going to be there and my family. No coke until they leave." I'll never forget this. This is September of '93. My friend goes, "I'm having a party. I want everybody to show up, but listen, no coke till 10 o'clock, 10:30, till my family leaves." I go, "Nope, you know me, dog. I don't need to do shit." Open bar, fucking tremendous food, Englewood Cliffs, looking over the George Washington Bridge. We all get there. Mike Runny gets there. He's watching this fucking TV set. You know, like everybody's in a circle, but I see Mike all the way on the other side of the room by himself, watching the TV set, and I walk up to him. He's got a cigarette in his mouth, and he's fucking grinding. I go, "Mike, Veneri said not to do any shit to his family." He looks at me and goes, "I didn't do nothing." But this particular night at Lucci's, I'll never forget this particular night at Lucci's, and Timmy was there, I think. Somebody said they went and the power went, and that they didn't know what was going on, but all of a sudden they looked and they saw a cigarette going from side to side in the dark. So they used to call him the conductor. I met a woman at Flappers one night, just very casually in the back. She was like she did something for Flappers, and I'm an old fucking man.
Come on, you look great.
What am I going to do with a girl? What am I going to hit on her? What am I going to do when I got to call for somebody? I'm an old man. I got 55-year-old nuts. They look like they're 55. For a young girl to suck them, I wouldn't get no satisfaction on it. I'm just fucking somebody's world up. I'm just fucking somebody's world up. It's like one time Rogan asked me, he goes, "Did you ever have a girlfriend that committed suicide?" "No, but if anybody sucked my dick, I'd kill myself. Like, if I sucked my dick, I'd kill myself." It's disgusting. You understand me? It's just disgusting. Like we've gone through comedy hell. Like, it's disgusting. And, you know, I fingered an Indian chick in Boise, Idaho one time on the dance floor. I was fingering her. She had a yeast infection. How can, I took my hand out and it was covered in yogurt. How the fuck does that happen? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, how the fuck? Did you hear that fart? That was a good fart.
Who farted? You did?
Yeah. Kombucha.
And he told us about when he shit in his backyard and somebody thought a bear had come.
I never forget. The lady, she would let her dogs out every day at 5, and then she would clean up. They were all French poodles.
Yeah.
So they're
I
like
could see the dogs'
was,
asses high up in the air, were just reeling back from the shit. Like, what the fuck?
She went like this. Shit. Joe Rogan, she looked at it, and she was like 58, so she squinted at the shit up against the wall. But here's what's beautiful. I took a shit, and I put my back against the wall. So when you shit outside, it's not going to be a decent shit.
Yeah.
It's going to be like explosive. Like so when I got up, it looks like somebody got shot in the head. There was shit all behind me on the wall. So she's sitting there with her little French poodles and her little chihuahuas, and she's looking at the wall like, what the fuck happened there? And all of a sudden, she actually walks up close to it and squints and looks down on it and looks around and runs in the house. I'm watching all this. I can't breathe. And now I go to the computer because my wife's very decent. And I'm sitting there for a half hour. And then my wife comes in and she goes, "Were you home all day today?" I go, "Yeah, why?" She goes, "I just had a conversation with Susan." She wanted to know if you heard anything in the backyard because some animal took a shit back there. I went to get sushi. Like, you ever go get sushi and eat a lot of it? And the rice pushes everything out of your ass.
Yes.
And you had plans to go get a weed store, you want to go to the post office. But I made a detour. I planned to go home, but I left the house key in the house. So I had to climb around the window. That's what happened.
Yeah, yeah.
So when I pulled myself up, I actually landed with my stomach on the window.
And now you really got
Which made it push it out more. Like I'm like, and I'm fatter than fuck, and my hands are struggling in the window, and my little fat feet are on the other side, and the cats are meowing at me, scratching at me, right? And I'm like, it's me, you fuck. And so I ran down the stairs and shit outside. I couldn't get in the house. What worked to me is you got to do something. You ever meet somebody that don't do nothing?
Yeah.
You meet somebody, they don't do nothing. They don't do nothing. They don't date. They don't do drugs. They don't play checkers. They don't do nothing. How long do you like those people for? You don't. I like people with a little bit of edge to them. They got to do something. If you tell me I don't like alcoholics, but I love heroin, I'm in. If you tell me you suck toes for breakfast, I'm in. You got to do something. Do you understand me? I mean, this was nonstop. Another night, Bonehead came home high on heroin. And he decided to make French fries. So he put the pot out. Remember in the 80s, they had those pots. You could bring it home with the hot oil, and they would boil, and you could throw French fries. America went crazy over them. I forgot what they were. Crazy. Everybody was
French fry machines.
Everybody was making onion rings and shit. Well, he did heroin and knotted up.
Left that thing running.
The thing went on fire.
Of course it did.
We're all in the fucking house.
Oh, Jesus.
All right?
It's oil.
I wake up to ba-boom and alarms, and all some Kurt's waking me up, and we go out of the house, and the father's outside, and the grandmother, and the fire department crawls on top of the roof, Joe, and they're hitting the fucking roof to let the smoke out, and fire trucks are coming from the side laying water, and they got the sirens. In the middle of all this, it's 8 in the morning, and we all look around and go, oh my God, Emil's still in the house. Bonehead was still in the house on fire. Bro, they turn the fire off, they go in. He's still with his feet up, with his hands crossed.
Just heroin out of his mind.
Watching TV like that.
He slept through the fire?
Oh my God, everything. When they woke him up, he goes, are my fries ready? This is how crazy this family was. Are my fries ready?
Are my
They're like,
fries
Bonehead,
ready?
we have 2 fucking battalions out there. We got half of 9/11 out there.
Oh my God.
And you're still fucking sleeping. Great Drake had a movie podcast for a while that was really good. The only problem was she made you go see the movie before you went to talk about it, and it sucked.
Oh.
I spent $52 fucking one year at the Lemley, not the Lemley, the other one on Sunset, the Dome. You know how it's 12.
Oh, ArcLight.
ArcLight. You can drop a half a yard in there going to see a fucking movie. Like, I went out with $100 bill. I came home with 38. Okay, I ain't cheap.
Yeah.
But what did I do? I bought 2 hot dogs, 2 tickets, and 2 sodas. Yeah. $60 at the ArcLight. That's reality, unless you're a member.
Oh, it's fucking expensive
It's
as shit.
expensive as shit.
Have you seen Star Wars yet?
I wouldn't go see Star Wars if you paid me.
Really?
I'm not into that shit. Because when I came over from Cuba, that fucking... I don't like Martians. I don't like space. I don't like fucking robots. I don't like none of that shit, and I've never liked it ever. I'd watch TV from 6 in the morning to 6 at night. You know why I stopped at 6? Because Star Trek came on. Once that fucking creepy music came on, I turned that shit off. That's creepy shit. Green people and all that shit. That's, you know, for me, it was always like, I'm Cuban. I'm a Cuban kid. I'm just trying to TV to learn English. What's Martians got to do with it?
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I'm not playing this fucking game.
You can't just slide that into life. Where's my phaser?
Yeah, fuck you. There was never any fucking, spaceships in my life. I just didn't like it. I don't know why some people... I got a piece, so we'll take one more and we'll get the fuck out of here.
You got it. Let's do it.
Suggestions I can give my Joey. What's some good advice or some suggestions I can give my wife for her first psychedelic trip? Appreciate it, man. Love you guys.
Whoa. Is that guy living in an aquarium? You see that fucking guy right there?
First thing for a psychedelic trip is...
For his wife.
For his wife. Just make it easy for her, but then fuck with her once she's high.
Yeah. Oh, wait, I think you told me a story about this one time.
Yeah, with my first wife in San Francisco in 85, we took some Grateful Dead ass and we went to a party. I was very nice to her.
You said her stepdad was at the airport.
I kept telling her, don't you have to pick your father up at the airport? And she's like, let's go. And then she'd go, what time is he coming in? I mean, I had this poor girl going. Then there was a poster of Bruce Lee on the wall. Oh. And I kept going, looking at Bruce Lee going, don't say nothing to her.
No, come on, bro.
don't say nothing to her. She can't handle it.
Oh, come
She
on.
would look at me like, what's he saying? I don't know. Don't listen to him. I put that girl. That's the girl that I wrote the letter to.
Oh, I bet it is,
Because
brother.
I put her through death.
Fucking take it off on a tangent and make it into a fantastical story. And
I had these guys follow. Let me tell you what the real problem with Hollywood is. I had these guys follow me for 8 months.
Yeah.
CAA guys.
Yeah.
Not agents, writers.
Yeah.
Comedy shows, I mean, you name it. Tapings, film tapings, open mics and Receipt on Tuesday night. Anything I did, these guys showed up. We met 3 times a week. I told them every particular of my story. We didn't miss a beat. We sat there for 8 hours, broke it down into 3 sections. They disappeared for 8 weeks. They came back in December and they hit me with a pilot. It was so fucking bad. Because everything I gave them, they changed around.
Yeah.
They played Hollywood. Don't play Hollywood. The story is how it is.
Yeah.
The pilot was me taking a piss test. Why are we doing this? I had a friend that got a DUI. They took him to the hospital. And while he was in the hospital getting stitches, he broke into the pharmacy and took a vial of liquid cocaine and jumped out the back window.
Yeah.
All right? Well, let's write around that we went in there and he knows how to break in and we steal the UA. There's something there. But these people wanted to rewrite characters. Like the guy's my best friend. He went to MIT, put himself through MIT. He's 52. He still lives at home. He just got a job 5 years ago.
Yeah.
One of my best friends in life. Smartest dude I ever hung out with, but just didn't have no ambition. You know, leave him alone. No, they came back. Let's make him 28. And he's like your slave. What are you talking about? This guy was like my main, when we was in college, we made money by selling blow together to his college friends at MIT. You know, they took everything and they tried to rewrite it. There's nothing to rewrite here. I tell you a fucking story. While I'm telling it to you, there's little things, part of that story that's funny, that I didn't see as I wrote it out on paper. You know, I'm driving, look, the other day I was talking to somebody, and they were telling me about, I just went to San Francisco. And every time I fucking go to San Francisco, I get a fucking a light bulb. Because I don't know if you know this, I lived in San Francisco in '85 as a stone cold gangster.
Really?
Like I was a 24-hour gangster. The only day job I held was I bartended 3 nights a week at Haight-Ashbury at a bar called Rockin' Robin's. But every other movement I did was traveler's checks, credit cards, and drugs. That's what I did all day with these Cuban refugees that came from Mariel in 1980.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, my mom would always call me a bugarrón, and I didn't know what it meant. A bugarrón is a dude that's like a half a fag, but not really. He goes to prison in Cuba, and he's such a macho Latin guy that he fucks guys, and they suck his dick. But he don't get fucked, and he don't suck nobody's dick. So I never knew about, you know.
Wait,
all right?
I want that to be a T-shirt.
So, bugarrón. We don't suck dick. We just get our dick sucked, right? So,
I'm a total bugarrón.
oh, you can't believe this shit. So I moved to San Francisco. I'm a criminal. And one day, Bambusi comes up to me and he goes, do you have a gun? And I go, yeah. And he goes, do you want to bodyguard this dude for 3 days?
Yeah.
And I go, sure. He goes, he pays like $300-400 a day. Do you want to bodyguard him? I go, yeah. I didn't know nothing about bodyguard, but I wanted to shoot people.
Yeah.
So this is going to be my quickest way of being a bodyguard. So I go to work the next day. I shake the guy's hand. He's a Cuban drug dealer. Married, kids, but he's a bugarrón. The people who help him sell drugs are 2 of his chicks that he just puts wigs on. They're guys. He just puts wigs on them in a dress, and he fills their fucking breasts with little cups, and they got dicks and like a day-old beard. But they make believe they're women. And he beats on them, and he fucks them, then he goes home to his wife, and they suck his dick, and they help him sell drugs.
Yeah.
I was telling these guys, you know, the first day, it was just really simple. I just had to stand in the corner and be a lookout. But the next day, he would beat those 2 women in broad daylight. Like if they made a mistake or something, he would just start smacking them, and they would go down, and he would kick them. The wig would fall off. He'd punch them in the face twice. You can't write this shit.
Yeah.
No writer has ever experienced a bugarrón because they don't know what this is.
Yeah.
And I know that gays today have a name for that. A guy that'll just come over, fuck you in the ass, and you suck his dick, but he don't want nothing else. He don't want no dick.
There was a great comic